You're listening to Dubstep and Dragons, a D&D 5e
Matthew.
Yes.
Did you hear about the constipated accountant?
No.
Well, story goes he couldn't budget, so he had to work it out with a pen and paper.
Nice.
That's good.
Nice.
Oh man, that is really good.
Oh, that's a visual.
Yeah, you're
That's
welcome.
a visual
You're
joke.
welcome for that. Yeah.
For sure.
Could you imagine just up there fishing
I know,
with like a little big pen?
Okay.
Paper
5e
cuts.
actual play podcast
Paper
with a
cuts.
cyberpunk twist. My name is Matthew, and I will be your game master.
My name is Luke. I'll be playing Ash.
Hello, I'm Dan. I play Alphonse.
Hola, I'm Bo, and I play Norse.
I'm Jason, and I play Mike.
Welcome back, Jason!
Yay!
Woo! I didn't kill you and stuff you in a trunk.
Thank God.
You were pretty rough.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And my name's Sean, and I'll be playing Fallen.
Fallen!
Yay!
Woo. Previously on Dubstep and Dragons, the crew met some new friends in the ship.
Crew, huh?
Yeah, I had one. The group, the party,
The boys.
the boys, the assholes, the whatever you want to go with.
Well, assholes would be fitting.
Yeah, that should just be your like adventuring party name.
The assholes.
Yeah, you guys, you know.
The wandering
I
assholes.
think it's part of the cyberpunk thing. We didn't like usually in a D&D campaign you'd have like a party name. I think the cyberpunk thing made that kind of not a thing.
We want to be the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
Guardians
right.
of the assholes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like that. Yeah. It's a good ring.
Guardians of the assholes.
Sold.
Sold.
Yeah, made some friends in the Shadowfell and potentially a new local ally. Who could that be? Where we left off, you all called it a night in your little tent because you were all exhausted.
Beat the fuck up.
Yeah, none more than our boy Mike, who had a dead bear rip part of his shoulder out.
Yep.
Just pop it back in place. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. As he was sleeping, his little nanotech was just like rebuilding his shoulder. So you guys wake up in the tent to the sound of clanging bells. And you can hear outside people running around. It doesn't sound frantic, but it sounds like things are getting packed up.
Must be breakfast time, boys.
According to you, it might be.
Well, I could go for some food.
And the curtain to the tent flies open. Wake up, everybody! We got to move camp.
We're moving for breakfast?
And he looks at Fallen and he says, "The mist is coming through this area, so we have to set up somewhere else."
Light preserve us. We must move quickly.
Yes, absolutely. Where are you off to?
Well, we're trying to get to the tower is the main portion, but probably the next town too.
So you're heading into Silent Hollow. We are going to be headed the opposite direction. And he looks back at Fallen. There's a chance you could run into the mist between here and Silent Hollow. If you leave right away, you may be able to get ahead of it.
I might be able to guard the mist if it does turn to that.
Well, if you decide to go that way instead of traveling with us, be careful. And as you guys are having this conversation, like the tent around you, they're already disassembling it. like there's all these pelts and stuff that are across the roof, and they're like pulling those back and disassembling it as you guys are getting ready.
Mist?
Yes.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, what is this mist everyone is talking about?
I mean, mist isn't really a bad thing, right?
Maybe from where you come from. The mist is very dangerous.
Or can you guys like not get wet or something? I mean, I've got metal arms, and I'm not afraid to get a little wet.
And what was his name? I can't think of his name right now. I have it written down. Anyway, I'll let Fallen fill you in. I have to start tearing things down. Do you remember what I told you about the mist? That's fine. I'll fill you in. So the Fallen is telling you that the mist cloaks an army of undead that kind of roam through the Shadowfell. And it obfuscates this massive army.
Oh, I get it. So you're not really afraid of the mist. You're just afraid of what the mist entails.
What it brings.
Yeah. That's fair.
The undead does not sleep. It does not feel pain.
Yeah, you
And
can't
it will
trust them
continue to
fellas.
kill it.
Sounds like the boys back home there, Norse.
I know. That's what I thought about Mike the first time I met him. Well, first time I met him. Here, anyway. Second time I met him? I don't know.
Big is the mist.
Miles.
Does that mean the army's also miles, or?
In pockets.
Oof.
Some place it's thinner. Some place it's shoulder to shoulder. It just
Yeah,
depends. And
well.
then there's the larger creatures that almost have territories in it. That roam and destroy things.
Well, Ash, Alphonse, let's get ahead of these guys. Hopefully, we'll run across like this version of like a,
Yeah.
food truck or something.
Does it affect it in town? So, like, does it?
There are wards.
Okay.
Certain places are able to push it back to a point.
Okay. So if we get to the town, we should be safe, so to say.
Ish.
Okay.
It just depends.
How far away from the town?
You would know that you're not a full day, but at a steady pace, you would be walking most of a day.
Half a day as the crow flies.
All right.
Norse would just be looking up for crows.
Is that also on our way to help Alphonse get to the main objective? Of course, is the tower. Is that where we want to get to?
That's where we need to go.
Okay.
That's the fastest route.
Does that sound good to you, Alphonse?
Seems to be the best.
Okay.
So just clarification, it's the woods? Like, is there a direct road that we can walk?
The road continues through the same road you were following before. That'll take you all the way to the town. But there's roads that veer off. There is a possibility of getting lost.
As long as you follow the markers, you will be fine. But if you stray, you could find yourself in a bog. Might find a coven of witches. You never know.
Witches.
These are all things I wanted to kill in life.
I mean,
It seems like a giant video game.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Back in the day, like freaking
Video
playing like witch hunters and stuff.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for, I don't think we get multiple lives in this video game.
No.
I can restore you if you do fall.
Actually, you know what? It's one big video game.
Let's do this.
Let's fucking do it.
All right. All right. So we'll make our way towards the town. Mike, how are you feeling? Are you feeling better? You looked a little rough before.
Oh, pretty good today, I think.
How's your shoulder?
Look down.
You can still see that there's like some areas that are a little rough, but the nanotech is still kind of stitching. But
Do a little stretch.
it all works. It all functions.
I'm glad to see you're literally in one piece.
And
For
Fallen,
now.
this would be something for you to see. Like you've seen wounds stitched together, but you're looking at this being who's 90% metal on the outside, which would be strange in itself.
Yeah.
But you're watching the metal stitch back together, similar to when you heal a wound, watching the gash or the hole or whatever it is stitch back up. You're watching a very similar thing, but in metal.
Is your armor living?
I'm more machine than man.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell if you can really classify Mike as living at this point.
We're all sentient beings here.
It's kind of a newer thing for me.
What's that mean?
I don't know. I would question that as well. I don't know about sentient. Do you
That's a big word, new friend.
He chooses his own path.
I mean, so am I sentient? I'm going this way.
You are more than
Towards
welcome
the
to go
little
off on your
trees?
own.
Huh?
Towards the latrines?
I mean, I haven't peed yet this morning.
Has anybody peed this campaign?
That's
The whole time.
My eyeballs are swimming.
I'm gonna need all of you to role play taking a morning pee and poop.
That's when
God,
the toilets
no,
come into play.
please, Matt.
I think one of our guys can actually clean things up. He's been doing it throughout the campaign. I'll go in my pants.
I think I have prestidigitation.
Yeah, and Ash walks over with his little mobile vacuum. Just like sticks it down the back of your pants.
It's a wetback.
It's his mobile bidet.
Oh no.
Oh, this is gonna be a long night. We're already
Anyway.
mobile bidet. So you start gathering your belongings, and at this point, like, you guys are gathering your stuff, and the tent is like 70% gone already. Like, it's very clear that this community is always on the move, staying wherever danger comes. These things, this group, just travels around. They're gypsies, essentially. And as you're getting everything packaged up, I need to know this guy's name. It's driving me nuts. I have it in my notepad. But anyway, he comes up and he's do you boys have everything you're gonna need? It's a good day's journey. And you look up and you can't tell if it's fucking day or night. It looks exactly as it did when you went to bed.
Just in case, do you have, what is it in this realm? I think it's healing potions.
They're pretty tough to come by and pretty expensive. I could send you with some rations, and you'll be hard pressed to find a better healer than Fallen.
Perfect.
I could go for some food.
You know, where we come from, it is customary for friends to give other friends gifts. Can I have one of your bears to ride on?
And you see that undead bear that you strolled in on, like, it was just curled up in a little ball, taking a nap right outside the door to the tent. And he said, I mean, that's not up to me. That's up to him.
Okay, let me check. Go ahead. What do I need to roll?
I mean, animal handling check, and tell me how this goes.
I would like to guidance you.
And I would also like to speak with animals on it.
So roll with advantage with a D4 for guidance.
Okay, there's that. On top of my dice here.
It's gonna be like 37 or some shit.
No, not the least bit.
His modifiers are
17. Animal handling. Let's go up to my sheet. It's only going to be a 20.
Oh, dirty.
However, I am going to go down to this animal, and I'm going to just kind of put my hand out like I would a normal dog, and I'm like, man, I'm really missing my companion at home. His name's Lucky. Can you fill that void?
It lifts its hand, sniffs your hand, and when it sniffs, like, half of its face gets, like, sucked in.
Gross.
It's just like loose flesh on one side, and it sniffs, and it's like one side deflates whenever it takes it in this breath.
My heart melts instantly.
And it kind of nuzzles its head against your hand, and there's just like scraps of skin and fur like rubbing off.
just sloughing off.
God.
Yeah. And it just gives and nuzzles you like a puppy.
Sweet. Hunter, handsome. What do I feed this thing?
Oh, and it was Winston.
Winston.
If it moves, it'll eat it.
Does he really need to
Awesome.
eat at this point?
It likes to.
That's fair.
Keeps him happy.
Ash. He gets 2 fucking pets.
Well, yeah.
I want a pet.
You have 2 arms. Those are your pets.
I mean, my arm stroked me, but what am I going to stroke on it? You know.
I place my hand on Norris's shoulder. I go, try to ask one to be your companion as well, and I give
know
you
what?
inspiration. Yeah. Or bardic inspiration.
I'm going to. I'm gonna find me a fucking squirrel.
Winston looks at you, Fallen, and he looks around at this group, and he's just, Fallen, are you sure? You can come with us. And he's giving a really dubious look to this group. He goes, I don't know what your odds are.
True, but they put me they're in my path. And they plan to rid this area of evil. How can I not join them?
I won't argue with you. You're a better man than I.
Not necessarily.
Well,
Do I hear Winston say that?
give me a perception check.
I thought you dropped your phone.
That's the dice that you gave him.
That's just my Bertha.
That's his fucking anvil.
25.
Counting on his fingers again.
Always.
Oh yeah, you definitely hear the and Winston's not a quiet guy. Like even when he tries to be quiet, he's got kind of a booming voice that echoes off of everything. So you
Norris would
definitely
just look at him and be like, Winston, you know, you tried to kill us, but I think you're a pretty decent guy. Don't sell yourself so short.
hear it. Winston just looks a little baffled. And he's best of luck to all of you. I hope it really goes well.
Hopefully we see you
truly do.
again.
We appreciate your hospitality. Thank you so much for taking us
Absolutely.
in for the night.
I'll never leave people
If it
stranded
is
on the
night.
road. Just be careful. And he looks at Alphonse. He goes, please, it will not serve you well to wear that face again. Referring to the Baron.
Oh! Thanks for the heads up.
Absolutely. He is friend to nobody in this area, including the Lord of the area.
You know, Winston, that reminds me, you have anything that might help us maybe not stand out so much? That'd be pretty decent. What do you think, boys? Maybe we should blend in a little more?
I can provide you with furs, some. We don't have a lot of supplies, but I can provide you with some basic clothing to help you blend in. And then he looks at Mike. He's maybe a cloak.
Did you say Mike almost got killed by a bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike got his shoulder ripped out by one of the undead bears.
You got right fucked up, bud.
Yeah, you got pretty wrecked.
Mike's definitely staying very far away from this new bear friend.
Yeah, and he was barely conscious when that happened.
Get it? Barely
Bear.
conscious.
I used the bear to save your life.
He did.
did.
In
He
his
rode
defense, He did.
I rode
Mike
up in
does
battle.
suffer from some slight PTSD.
Oh, okay. Turns out
Slight
he's pretty
PTSD.
he's pretty prone to PTSD.
Yeah. Slight PTSD. That's an excellent understatement. And so he provides you with some cloaks and some furs, and gives you guys a couple days rations, just some dried meat, and he's be very careful what you eat in this area. If it's not prepared properly, almost everything here is poisonous in some way.
That's good to know.
So just take caution. If Fallen tells you not to do something or not to eat something, listen, and you should be fine.
All right.
And he comes up, and you and Winston, you've known each other a long time, and he kind of gives you a parting hug, and pats you on the back, and if you need anything, my friend, please let me know.
As always, light preserve you.
We'll see you again.
He's gonna bless him.
Okay.
So
I go up and shake Winston's hand. In our culture, shaking of hands is a good thing.
And he's Yeah, that's fairly universal.
Oh, okay.
Shakes your hand.
Thank you so much again.
Wow, Ash. Way to impress.
You've come this far. It says a lot about the group, your group. I wish you the best. And then he goes back, and and you see him. He kind of starts directing people, and this little village is damn near torn down. Like they have everything packed into carts. They have kids piled in. Like everything's about ready to move within the next 10, 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole process took maybe 20 minutes.
Fallen, do we need to work with your cart on this? And since is his cart up and running now?
Yeah, during the night, they have people whose whole job is just to repair carts. And while you guys were sleeping, they would have been up repairing the cart.
We should be fine to take the cart.
Kiboros.
Now, Fallen, is this almost like a wheelbarrow type where you're hauling it, or do you have an animal? I'll let you decide.
I would say it's more like a rickshaw, like the two-handed.
The
and he's-
two-handed, just a small cart.
Yeah, just
Gotcha.
enough to carry stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, he's gonna pick it up and start getting going.
Okay.
So, are you guys all ready?
Lead the way, friend.
Excellent. Before we go, who is your vanguard? Who is the person that goes into the fight first?
We all point at Norris.
That'd be me.
One moment then. And then you see holy light start emanating from his hand as he's gripping his sigil. And you feel energy hit you. So with that, you have the Vigilant Blessing. With that, you have advantage on your next initiative roll that you take.
Question. If I already have advantage on initiative?
He already has advantage
Oh,
on initiative.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
do I get to roll double advantage? Because that would be dope.
So is this an expendable? Is this like your?
Yeah, it's just a freebie thing with the class. You
As
can
soon as
choose.
someone rolls it, he can do it again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You can cast it on somebody else if you'd like.
Okay.
Next person would be me.
Yeah,
You?
Yeah.
Mr. Paladin. Yeah.
Okay.
Holy smite.
In that case, you feel this holy light just hit you. And you see like almost a silver light go over your pistols.
Awesome.
So
All right. With that, I need a survival check from Mr. Fallen if he's leading the way.
well, let's see about that. Survival. 19?
19? Okay. So you guys start off your journey, and as soon as you come out of this clearing, you're right back into those thick woods. Ash, and I know you have crazy dark vision, Fallen. So Ash and Fallen, you guys are the only ones that can really see much. The rest of you have about 10 feet around you when you're inside of the woods. Every now and then you'll get like a little bit of light that'll peek through the canopy, but for the most part you're kind of like what's right in front of you. But Fallen is walking with the utmost confidence down the path.
Hey, Mike, how about you jump up on this bear with me?
No bear.
I insist.
They're quite docile.
Oh, you're fine. My shoulder's all good. And I just reach over and slap him on the back.
I did roll perception, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is a nat 20 for 30 a lot. 33.
30 a lot.
30 a
Pretty a
lot.
lot. What are you trying to look for?
I'm trying to persuade him to get on the bear.
I thought you said perception.
No, persuasion.
So he rolled a 30 persuasion.
You can beat it.
Yeah.
33.3 opposed.
Constitution?
Mike would not want to do that, but with a good roll, maybe he would
Yeah.
try it.
Yeah.
don't know if I can even beat that. with the
I don't think you can with.
Maybe I'll
I
roll
don't think you
20.
have any modifiers. That
Mike also goes, yeah, bear.
yeah, you get this unfounded confidence that you're gonna be fine.
Get on the bear, I guess, or try. I don't know what.
I'd reach
Right.
my hand out and try to like help you up.
Yeah, I know what your strength score is. It's not super high.
Huh.
It's not great. He's like 5 foot, 250 pounds. So
What about an acrobatics?
he can get up there just fine. But you're this is probably the first time that you're trying to like physically help Mike do something. And I'm just saying you are surprised how fucking heavy this kid is.
Boy, Mike, what have you been eating? Nuts and
Look at me.
bolts?
Mike, as you climb up onto this bear, like you give it a little running jump to get up on it, and as you do, you kind of plant your hand to help guide yourself up, and just a patch of fur just sloughs off, and you land on it, and you can feel the skin shifting around on the skeleton underneath you.
Mike's regretting every second of getting on this bear. He's starting to wonder why he thought this was a good idea.
And with both of you on there, like it's walking just fine. It's a fucking bear. You imagine it was probably like a grizzly or something like that when it was alive. It's huge, but it's also decomposing underneath you.
Great.
It's okay. It'll be fine. Just fine. This is the safest thing we've done this campaign.
Yeah.
I need anybody, to roll me a d10.
It's a D20.
I need a d10.
I got it.
Okay, Alphonse got it.
A 4.
4. All right, let me see what's in store for you guys today.
Oh, look, a Tarask.
An undead Tarask.
Perfect.
Zombie Tarask comes. So you guys continue on, and you make it several hours. And it's that eerie quiet that you encountered when you first came in. Every now and then, you get this feeling of being watched, and you hear the flapping of wings.
Is it
around
similar
you.
to like the flapping of wings that we noticed before?
It is incredibly similar. Some would say identical.
Okay.
And you hear that every now and then, and you'll hear the random howl in the distance. And after walking for several hours, you come to the top of a hill where the trees kind of open up, and you get a good view of the land ahead of you. Fallen, with your you have a high passive perception.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's 19.
I believe it is, yeah.
So you would immediately notice the mist coming across. So you're at the top of this hill, and it's really more of a cliff face, but the path kind of switches back and winds down this cliff face down into a valley, and you can see the mist coming through that valley. Give me another survival check. And at this point, he can point it out. Anybody that's proficient in survival can give me a survival check as well.
22.
Okay.
I have a +6, but I'm not. Well, wait, what's proficient mean?
You have a little dot. by
If
it.
you have the dot.
Yeah, I'll give you one. Oh, that's a nat 20.
All right. Well, you're going to pick up basically the same thing he did.
No dark vision, nat 20, that bitch.
So you've come out of the trees at this point because you're at this cliff edge. So you're all getting this view that goes on for miles. It basically extends until you can see the outline of hills in the distance. So you're all getting a great view of this valley. And you can see way back and you estimate with your survival check within a day's walking distance. They were pretty accurate. You can see buildings, you can see structures of the town. And coming through this valley from your right hand side, you just see this bluish mist that's running down one of the hills through this valley. And with that survival check, you get the feeling you're not going to get ahead of this. You Fallen know where this path is, and you pointed out to Bo and everybody
Norris.
else around. Norris, sorry. I keep doing that.
You're one and the same.
And just watching the rate that it's moving, you get the feeling that you are not going to get ahead of the mist. Also with your survival check, you know that between where you are and where you're going, there's these Gothic ruins that have been taken over by nature. You would know that it's a civilization that nobody knows the history of. It was likely part of the material plane that was then transferred to the Shadowfell and fell into ruins because everybody died. And you know that there's areas where those ruins get more. The structures are still kind of standing, and you feel that you could probably find some at least decent shelter. But even with finding shelter, it's dangerous.
Okay.
So you would know that there's the choice of continuing, finding shelter, trying to barricade yourself while the mist rolls through, or you can stay where you are and wait it out. And the mist can take anywhere from a couple hours to pass to a day or more, depending on, there's different pockets of mist. Like, it's not just one roving one. There's multiple, and they range in size. And just with it coming down this hill, you can't tell how big it is.
I would look over at Fallen and be like, "Hey, is that the mist with the dead things?"
That it is.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think we'll make it if we try and push it. There are some ruins that we can hold up. It'll still be dangerous, but fortifiable.
I ain't scared of no danger. What about you boys? We're trying to get there, ain't we?
Yeah, I don't want to be here anymore. This place is crazy.
I think we push on.
Mike, how you feel about holing up in some ruins?
Seems safer.
Fallen, you're kind of the local know-how. Can we get there?
We can push, but it will be dangerous because we don't know if it's one of the bigger hordes or one of the smaller hordes.
Yeah, big or small horde's a horde, I guess.
Your guys' call. We can always try and retreat back to it, but
Retreat. You hear this guy? That's cute.
better than having something on your bones.
That's true, but lucky for you, I don't have very many of them left. And I just hold up my two arms and flex.
Do you want me to fix that for you?
No, I like my. Don't you touch my arms, Fallen. I like it. Don't mess with my arms.
We could bring them back. It's not that bad.
No, my other arms didn't do this, and I command flame, command lightning on the other one.
Well, hold on a second there, Norris.
Yeah.
We are in a realm that is not of our own. How do you know a normal hand couldn't do what your metal hands
Well,
can
I'm
do?
just saying my hands beforehand couldn't do what my hands can do now.
But that was in the world we lived in.
But what
I
happens
just
if we
say
leave this
anyway,
world and we go back to
how
our
they
other
cast it.
world, and I can't do the things in that world that I can do in this world, and then I lost all of my power?
Then I'll personally cut off your arms, and I'll keep your metal ones and put them back
You
on.
could also
You would
do
do that
this.
for me?
I would do that for you.
What a pal.
What about this then? And he produces a radiant silver fire out of his hands.
Silver fire. Would I know what a silver fire was?
No, this would definitely be your first time seeing silver flames.
Could I do an insight check on that? Obviously, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, go ahead. And I'll
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on how you roll, you'll get
17.
17. So you get from his whole aesthetic and his whole vibe, just talking like the kids.
You're so hip,
You
man.
can tell I have a teenager.
You're so cool.
I hear the term vibe check fucking constantly.
Just falling past it.
and you know, you can tell that he's a holy man, and you can, in your limited knowledge,
I was a professor once.
that you were a professor once
Of astrology.
of astrology.
Of astrology.
You can kind of piece together that this must be like a priest thing. That's about as, you know.
Well, all right, so that is pretty cool, Colin. I'm not going to lie to you. But, I mean, being a god myself, I mean,
Oh,
I feel like if
God,
I
here
was
we
a
go.
holy man,
Had to bring it up.
if I was a holy man, I don't really want to, like, believe in myself because I already believe in myself. So, like, if you're trying to make me a priest, I'm not about it. But if you could tell me I could get, like, my normal arms back and still do some cool shit with them and not just be arms.
Potentially. Yes.
I mean, because I can make this thing a shotgun. I can have just like a hammer.
I
a
could make you
shotgun?
breathe fire like a dragon.
Oh, Mr. O, where? Why
I've been
didn't you?
here the whole time.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Just saying, Norris. Maybe just try one. You don't have to do both.
You know what? I never thought about that. That's why you're the brains of this operation. You know what, Fallen? Before we make our way down there, you can change this one, and I point to my electric arm. So you can change this one. I'm pretty attached to this one.
Dad jokes.
My son's gonna hate me when he gets older and can actually understand my jokes.
So, Fallen, with you, I meant to discuss this with you. You would have some of the material components for different spells. We'll flesh out exactly what you have, but if there's anything you want to do today that has material components that are expended, I'll let you know if it's something you would have on you.
Okay, sounds good.
Because I do believe that requires something.
I believe it does, and I'm just looking because it.
Perfectly intact arm.
Can I make a tech check to see how long it's going to take me to remove Norris's arm? Or is he just,
oh,
they
you
just
see how-
disconnect. I forgot they disconnect.
they
Yeah,
just
yeah,
pop
he can do that as a free action.
Oh, baby.
That's how I get my 10-foot of reach.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Remember when I elbowed a motherfucker with my elbow?
Yup. I forget all the astonishing things you've done in this campaign.
I'm a man of wonder.
Well, it's also been a while
Goddamn
since he's
God.
done that. That was pretty early in the campaign that he beat somebody with his own arm.
Literally disconnected it. Just beat the
Yeah.
fuck out of him with it.
Okay. Could you imagine? Not yet that I can do that.
Okay.
I was thinking that might be under Greater Restoration, but it's I think a 6th level spell, so
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's I can't remember what it's
it's like
called. but-
regenerate or something.
Yeah,
where you just-
regenerate.
yeah,
So we can't do this?
not yet.
God dang it.
We need certain.
But
Certain
hey, I tell you
materials.
what. You convinced me enough. You find all your little hoodoo voodoo stuff. I'll let you do it. But it's got to be this arm. You can't do this one. We're keeping this one.
Norris, imagine what he can do with Mike.
Ooh.
So I wasn't going to bring this up. I've seen some crazy shit that these holy dudes can do. But I wasn't going to bring it up. But, like, yeah, I mean, that's possible. I just didn't want to get your hopes up, kid. You know?
Mike's eyes are just really big, and he's not saying anything. Looking at you.
There is potential. I just have to get the divine favor to be able to do it.
What do we have to do that?
That is left up to the gods. The gods, unfortunately.
Well, what do you need? I'll give it to you.
Oh, brother.
You
You know
obvi-
what? I feel like we're getting off topic. We can talk about God stuff later on. Let's make it to the ruins.
Yeah.
So we are making it to the ruins then?
Oh,
or are we
for
gonna
We're going to
fight?
hold up in the ruins, not continue on like we originally discussed.
Well, he just said we can make it to the ruins, but he don't know if we can make it further than that.
I thought we were going to push on to the city.
You just want to keep on keeping
I
on?
think I'm the only one who voted for the rules, honestly. Everyone else said push on.
Yeah, push on to the ruins.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't
'cause-
trying to get to
'cause as-
certain death, but like
Yeah.
maybe death I'm all right with.
as Fallen was
I
putting
thought
it,
you were God.
you guys.
I mean, I know where I'm going to go. I don't know about you fellas.
yeah, as Fallen was saying, you guys could make it a decent ways before the mist hit, but there's no way you could get ahead of it.
So, Fallen, let's just say for conversation's sake,
And we can say that this is happening as you guys are walking.
Sounds good.
Okay,
no problem.
perfect.
what if we did push on past the ruins? How much of the mist do you think we'd hit? And how dangerous would that portion of the mist be? Are we talking like the whole mist comes at us if we attack part of it, or are we just fighting that one part? Because, I mean, we might be able to fight our way through a little bit of it.
Depends if the other parts hear us.
Well, Bash, you're out.
You know, Fallen, I got a question for you. What actually appeases your god?
And who's your god?
Is your god as pretty as me? Does he have hair like this?
She is gorgeous.
Oh, it's a she? She already wins. I bet she's beautiful.
You think everyone is beautiful.
What's her name? Is it Heather? It'd
Not Heather.
It'd be even better if it's not Heather. That'd be awesome.
I am in service to Saloonites, is what we are called. Goddess of the twilight and of the moon.
That sounds mystical.
Wait, are you saying saloon?
Yes.
Like a bar?
No.
Is it spelled the same?
No.
Is she single, looking for other gods to mingle with?
My
This is a-
character immediately looks up to see if there's any wrath coming.
You look up, you see a little spark. like there's one spot in the sky that's a little
He steps
brighter.
like a little bit away from you and looks up.
Smite me, almighty smiter!
Is she looking at me? And I just like kind of give a little wave. Hey.
I shake my head.
It's a
So-
sparkle of interest.
Fallen
yeah.
just you got to get it's a
Acquired taste.
thank you, Alphonse.
He
See
thinks
that,
he's
boys?
a god.
There's already a spark between us.
I don't think that's a good spark, Norris.
Spark's a spark, baby. And then Norris kind of like slips on a rock as he's walking.
Do you twist your ankle?
You hear just a crack of thunder.
what would I roll to see if I twist my ankle or not?
Give me a dex saving throw.
16?
A self-imposed. Yeah, you're fine.
All right, cool. Woo. That
Back
was
to
a
your
close one.
question. Helping people. Bringing good back to this area as best we can.
So how many demons of the mist do we have to slay to get you to put his arm back to normal? If you had to put a number, like a rough figure, can you just ask her that real quick?
But you get 6th level spells in one level,
Yeah.
so not much.
Okay.
How much more to hook up my buddy Mike?
Well, it's a win-win.
I mean, it is true, I guess.
I just don't know
really know how that whole thing works.
Oh, I don't either. I just don't want to rush Mike into anything. He's fragile.
That's true. But if he was back to normal, he wouldn't have those weird little bursts that he has, you know?
No, I don't know. When did you start
Oh.
speaking like religious? I don't know, Norris. I don't know what you're
I'm
getting at.
talking. Well, you weren't there, but well, you know, like that time that he like lost his shit because like he had like his little PTSD shit and like you know whatever. But
Oh.
Can I hear this?
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
You're right there.
Yeah, you hear it.
You're riding in. Is he in front of you like a little
Oh, yeah, I
kid
forgot we're on the
riding
bear
in front of
together.
you?
Yeah, you
Dealer's
guys,
choice. I
yeah. He's on the back of the bear, and you're having this
Who's
conversation.
got
with
the
Alphonse.
arms wrapped around the waist?
Like he's literal inches
Who's
away
backpacking
from this
right now?
conversation.
Michael grunt and say, they're getting better.
They are getting better, buddy. I didn't mean anything by it. I'm just saying, if we could help you just be rid of them.
That would be nice.
See, I'm looking out for you, bud. I didn't mean nothing by it. You know I love you. And I like try to like hop up and pat him on the back.
I'll give you a little 5.
Yeah. Well,
You're
high five for Norris, low
you're-
five for Mike.
you're tall enough that he's just a little bit above you.
Yeah.
All right, regular 5.
Yeah, his head is probably like 2 feet above your head because this bear's on all fours.
It's just a loud clink whenever two arms come together.
Unless you guys are unless it's like walking on its hind legs and you guys are on its shoulders, which I highly doubt.
I didn't consider that, and I don't think that would be not how I pictured it.
So I have to say, during the battle, because it's a fighting bear is going to be like up on its hind legs, swatting.
Can confirm.
When you jumped up on the bear, that's how I was picturing it. Like you're like a little kid on his dad's
Yippee-ki-yay.
shoulder.
Whee! With a gun shooting
With a
things.
gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
That's how combat's working from now on with the
Yeah,
bear.
that is
so
exactly how
Red
I was
Dead
picturing.
Redemption. Like, oh my god.
I feel like that's going to add some rolls for you for like seeing if you can balance on his shoulders.
So there's a feat for mounted combatant. Like he could be a mounted combatant.
It stuns them, so I get advantage on everything.
That'd be dope.
Yep.
I want to mount something.
Can I inspire? Oh my god. Never mind. Saving it for combat.
You want to mount the bear?
Not the bear.
D.
D. Oh, D's nuts.
Is there anything else you guys want to discuss specifically on the travel? Otherwise, we can.
How far are the ruins from where we're at?
Fallen would know that you're still several hours away.
Okay.
Like you're watching this mist, and it's not super fast moving, but you have quite a distance to cover, so it's eventually going to cross paths with you. But you have several hours before you have to worry about that.
I'd probably just try and talk to Fallen a little bit, just to see what he's about.
I'd also be pointing out certain like flora and fauna, just like, okay, that's super poisonous. That's just gonna make you hate yourself.
Hey, Norris, try some of the hate yourself stuff.
Norris would like reach for it.
And then he points out, oh, and like don't peel the bark off of the tree.
Yeah. Hey, so about that, what's up with the tree thing that goes poof? You know, you peel the bark off of these little fucking
The blight trees?
Huh?
The blighted trees?
Oh, they're blighted. I don't know.
What's a blighted tree? Is that the
They-
name of them? Like a oak tree?
Some people call them that, but underneath the bark, it's a nasty poison that confuses and hurts you, and if you breathe it in, it'll slowly corrupt you and kill you.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Maybe
So
we
I've
are
never been clear
superheroes.
on this. What happens if you die in the Shadowfell? Do you know?
I woke up here this way, so some become part of the Horde, some stay dead permanently.
That sounded like the Horde.
Was it a bear?
There are some that become liches,
What's a lich? Is that like a leech?
an undead abomination that tethers their life by sacrificing souls.
Sounds like a leech
Dark
to me.
shit.
So what I'm gathering is we don't want to die here.
No.
And Orin looks extra nervous.
You can just go invisible, you lucky fuck.
That's true. I could also just bail and ditch you fuckers.
Mr. O, I like you. If you did that, Guardians of the Assholes would come find you.
Well, the downside to doing that is if I do that, then the fucking the Empire just rolls through and keeps going. You guys are like my best hope at this point.
Oh. So you're saying you could do that, but you're not going to?
So what you're saying is we're the new hope?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. I'd prefer if you didn't, but you could.
So,
Wow.
a being like yourself, why are you traveling through the plains so much? Usually the Fae stay in.
Oh boy, this is a fucking long story.
Good thing
So
we got some traveling to do.
Yeah, and you guys, I'll get into this here in a bit. So you guys travel on for several hours, and you eventually get to the point where just there's just a light mist that's starting to cover the ground. And when that starts happening, you start seeing more and more of these ruins popping up. And after some searching, you guys stumble across an old church that's mostly intact. It's like the center of the roof has collapsed in, and like there's a hole in the bell tower, and the windows are busted out and stuff like that. But it's still a mostly complete building. In fact, I will bring up the map.
Wow, we have the technology.
Wow.
I don't know.
Why didn't you move? There we go. So, you all... Here, I gotta stand up. You all stumble across this old church. And like I said, no! Stop it!
You be a good computer.
Yeah, good computer. Stumble across this old church. For the most part, it's been ransacked inside. On initial inspection, you don't see anything of notable value. But it does look defensible.
Fallen, does this look like a good place we could probably hold up for
This is
till the
probably
mist?
Yes.
Okay.
Valen, quick question. How strong are these undead people?
It varies.
I mean, they're undead.
Well,
Some are simple skeletons and ghouls, zombies. Some are far worse.
All right. So Norris would like to, once we find out that this is like where we're holding up, Norris would like to stand outside and let everybody else go in after him, and then try to grab like one of these. Are these stone ruins? I'm assuming.
Yeah, the building is mostly stone.
Outside, like all the
Oh.
other outside of this church.
What's left is mostly stone.
Okay.
You get the idea that most of the wooden parts, like any lean-tos and stuff like that, have deteriorated. And
I
the
would
stone
like
is all that's
to,
left.
once everybody's in the church, grab one of like the biggest stones I can to put right in front of the door, like the main entrance door.
Okay, give me a strength check. And first, give me a perception check.
Do I see him doing this?
He did specify that he was waiting till everybody went inside. If you think you would have been outside,
Mm-hmm.
then you can give him a hand.
I'm going to guidance you as you're walking in. So you get a plus a D4. Add it to your roll.
The beauty of having a cleric in the
24.
24. Yeah, you find a big ass. It looks like it was. It looks like it was probably used as like a pedestal to hold up a statue at one point, and it's pretty good sized. And you fire up your arms. I won't make you burn a rage, but you fire up
I'm
your
going to
arms.
insight check to see if I can lift it without a rage, because I was about to burn one.
Yeah, you fire up your arms and you actually like take this, and I mean it's big. It's like 6 feet in diameter, probably weighs a ton. And you get underneath it. Give me a strength check. 23. You get your hands underneath it, and the lightning and the fire start going, and you just get into a deep squat, ass to grass, and you flip this thing up on its side, and you're able to roll it over in front of the door.
Perfect.
But now you're on the outside, and the door's blocked.
Well, I was thinking I was going to like be able to pick it up and like back it into the door.
Oh no, you can't pick it up.
Okay,
You could probably roll it up to it and then slip through and then roll it the rest of the way over.
I will leave it up to DM discretion.
Yeah,
I will either do it that way, or I'm okay with doing this. If you're okay with doing this, put it all the way up against the door, then I got to find my way in.
All right. Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right.
I
sounds
like
fun.
that because that would be
That sounds
something
fun.
Norris would
Yeah,
do.
100%. 100%. That's why I said that.
So you guys are inside of the
You're like,
church. You hear
shit,
this,
how do I get in now?
You hear this,
I 100% don't tell anybody else that I'm doing it.
and you like you could originally see through like cracks in the doors, and the door was just barely even there on its hinges, and then all of a sudden all the light from outside is just blocked through the doorway, and you hear this loud crunching sound.
Hey Norris, how are you getting in now?
Well, you see, I didn't think that far ahead. I'll look around. Don't have too much fun. And then I just like start going around, and that's a nat fucking 1.
And I was even gonna
For
say
perception.
it's investigation.
Oh, for
because you're
investigation.
specifically looking for something.
That is a 0 because I have a -1 to investigation.
I want to see how this plays out. I've never seen him with 0.
Holy shit!
So there's like windows, but they're up fairly high, and it looks like people in the past have like tried to board them up. It appears that you guys aren't the first to have used this place as a defensible position from the mist. And so you just see this green mohawk at the bottom of the window go around the building, and then around the other side, and then around this side of the building, and then around the other side.
Boys, it's not looking good. Not looking good.
What were you looking for on your perception check?
I'm just looking through the building to see if there's any creatures that have started living here now. Anything that could be harmful now that we're blocked in here.
Well, I didn't think about that either.
Well, the only one that did was apparently Fallen because he knows this place.
So while you're looking around, you find the standard Shadowfell spiders, rats, things like that. You see some undead rats, which that's fun. But outside of that, you don't see much living.
Do we need to like? Should we start? I can't actually. I pose this question mostly to Fallen. Do you think we should board the windows and everything?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Can I look around and try to see like if there's any like wood to like help board the windows up or anything like that?
Give me an investigation check.
Guidance.
You guys see guidance?
Yes.
There's gonna be a lot of that.
It's a cantrip. It's a freebie. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 21
Yeah, you find
without
you
the
find
guidance.
you find like the leftovers of pews. You can see that like a lot of the pews have already been disassembled and used as barricades on the
Can
windows.
I hold that guidance? How long
I can
does
just
it-
cast it again.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's a cantrip. It's free for him.
Okay.
He
I
just- he
didn't
just-
know how guidance works. I've seen it where it's
And he's played a cleric.
I never used. I was a death domain. I didn't get it with death domain.
I think all clerics get it.
Yeah, you can
I think
choose
just,
it as one
I
of your
think you just
cantrips.
didn't pick it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might be it.
We were pretty new at the time.
It's a fun one to pick just
Fucking
for
new guys.
shenanigans.
Yeah, that was his first character. Let's
Says the
give him a
fucking
break.
new guy.
Yeah, you find all kinds of wood, and actually, as you're searching around, you do notice. Would somebody hand me the minis, please? Oh, never mind. It's right next to me.
Idiot. Gosh, idiot. Give me some of your minis.
Shit, I took my barricades out. Here, I'm just gonna use some. I will kill Norris
No, you won't.
with a smile on my face.
No, you won't.
I think at this point in the campaign, it would be good for a death of a PC. You know, really build up some stakes.
That's fine.
could
Because I have
always use
another character
enfeeblement.
that I really want to play.
Kill off everybody's favorite character. We lose all of our listeners.
Oh my god.
So, you see, while you're investigating, looking for wood, on that excellent investigation check, you find, for one, a whole bunch of bodies. Like, there's skeletons all over the place in here. And you find, back in this back room, under the stairs, and you find right over here in this corner, and over here in this corner, you find just buried under, leaves and spider webs and skeletons and all sorts of shit. You find 3 chests that look intact, and there's runes that you wouldn't recognize, obviously.
Right.
Carved, identical runes carved into all 3.
Hey, Fallen,
Yes, absolutely.
can I have you join me over? I want to show you. I found some chests with some really weird runes on them.
All the while, you guys are still just seeing a green mohawk.
So, for the Green Mohawk, can I do a... I don't know if it would be a investigation or nature. Either one doesn't matter. To see if I can't see like a tree maybe that's fell on top of the church.
We'll say that you've been walking around for about 15, 20 minutes. Just trying to find your way in. And you start noticing that this mist that's been rolling in is now, it's like up to your knees. And Bo, though
Norris.
Norris, though he would never admit it to anybody, Norris is starting to get a little fucking nervous because
worried.
he's barricaded outside while everybody else is inside.
At least my friends are safe.
And you know a horde is coming.
Yeah.
And so with that, give me a perception check. You find
21.
you find a tree.
Perfect.
Give me an athletics check.
25.
With a 25, you get fed up trying to find a back door or anything like that. And you find this tree, and you scale the tree, and it easily gets you up on the roof. Like, it's got one branch that's like knocked over, and it collapsed the center of the roof. And you climb up there, and you are successfully on the roof, looking down 30 feet to the floor where all your friends are.
Who do I see directly below me-ish?
That's a good question. Would anybody just be kind of hanging out?
I would like to make an investigation check to not cover the windows. I'm looking for something else.
Okay. What are you looking for?
I'm looking, so I feel like Alphonse, because of the person he is, would know that churches tend to collect books that have magic things in them to burn. Maybe
Okay.
some forbidden spells or whatnot, or a forbidden magic book.
Okay. It's going to be a very high DC,
Okay.
but give me an investigation check.
Okay. I will say I only have +6, so can I even...
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Do you say anything
You
out
would
loud?
have to roll very high.
Nope.
Okay.
I rolled a 14.
So it looks like most of this place has been pretty well scavenged. You can tell just by looking at it, this thing's been here for hundreds of years. And there's been a number of people that have probably lived in here, died in here. You do find there are some bodies that still have like armor and stuff on them. Like, there is stuff in here, but nothing along those lines.
This place is dumb. I would be standing probably just there like, no. You guys, Norris, you coming in? Or
So, Norris, you look down and you see Alphonse kind of standing in the middle of the main room, looking up at you.
Alphonse, you look different from this angle.
You mean beautiful?
Well, I was going to say balding, but balding is
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Okay.
I say that as a friend. I care about you. Obviously, I'm bald on both sides of my head, but...
Listen here, you tiny-legged fuck.
Oh. Alphonse, you know I don't like to be called tiny.
And he burns rage.
Wait, how tall is your character?
like really tall, but really skinny, and he doesn't like to be called skinny.
Perfect.
Okay.
Norse would just drop down and be like,
So
that was uncalled for.
we'll go back to Ash. So you found these chests and they're covered in runes.
Right. I would say we'd probably start at the ones in the main room, so probably 6.
Okay.
We'll start at 6.
Okay.
The one next to the stairs.
So you go over and with we'll just roll over your inspection or your investigation from earlier. You come up to this chest and when you get close to it you see that there's like I said, spider webs, dead bodies. You start brushing stuff to the side and a half decomposed rat runs out. And you pop it open, or
I was having Fallen read the runes.
okay.
Would you like a religion check, arcana check?
In this case, it would be an Arcana check.
That's a 7.
God.
You don't recognize these runes. Like they look. They're a language that isn't really used in the Shadowfell. You think that they probably came here with this building.
Okay.
One thing that you would pick up on it, even with that roll, just the fact that they've existed this long and they look pristine, you assume that they're probably magical.
Is it by chance abyssal, infernal?
No. It is
Dang
not.
it. It's worth a shot.
Making anything out of these runes?
No, they're too old. Powerful, but very old.
Should we open it, or should we probably just leave it and maybe we can have someone in the town look at it?
Oh, oops.
We could definitely bring it with and see if someone can read it and open it, but knowing most churches, usually if it's sealed away, they leave something nasty around the seal. So,
Can I Arcana check it? Like,
You would have no basis
Okay.
for anything arcane.
right.
Unfortunately,
I was just thinking about that.
yeah,
Sorry.
just the world you came from. But you do have somebody in the room who is quite familiar with the arcane.
Oh. Oren,
Yeah.
can I come over here real quick?
Sure. What do you need?
Can you make out any of these runes on this chest that I've stumbled upon? I've come across 3 of them so far in this church.
how is your dead languages?
Shit. I literally only speak common.
I was just looking at his languages.
But I could let me use my magic.
And you see he just sits down next to it for a little bit, and you see him in the air just drawing out all these sigils. And as he's moving his hands, like you actually see these sigils forming in the air in front of him. And I think Alphonse would be quite intrigued by watching this, because this is the first time you guys have seen him cast a ritual spell.
Okay.
So he's just sitting there cross-legged and drawing out all these runes in the air, and then after about 10 minutes he gets down to the very bottom and the whole thing just and lights up.
Does Norris see this?
Are you still up on the roof?
No, I dropped down.
Give me an acrobatics check.
23.
Cracks me up.
Guys, okay, I'm not good at math. I count on my fingers. I told you, me and Norris aren't very far apart.
You drop down and you barely even have to bend your knees. You're just like boop. No problem. So well, and you see him turn around and look at the other one in the corner of the room.
They're definitely magical. There's a lot going on here. Let me try something else.
Oh, that is not a D20. I don't need you. Get out of here.
I don't need you.
Because of my interest level, can I give Oren the help action?
Yeah. Yeah, you can be over there just talking through it with him, and absolutely.
I would like to also guidance if possible.
Okay. Yeah. Roll me the D4. I don't have a D4 out.
I feel
Great.
like Norris would
Okay.
just make his way over to said chest.
So
because-
that is a 27 Arcana.
Damn.
Well, I mean, I don't see anything. There's no traps or anything. It doesn't seem to be anything dangerous. I mean, you could open it.
And Oren just like slowly starts stepping back.
I'm 90% sure there's no traps.
I could just break it.
What? I got a better idea. Oren showed me a little, bar trick. I would like to cast Mage Hand.
Excellent. What does your mage hand look like? How do you summon it?
So I do the little. Inside of my palm, I do like this weird sign language that Oren had showed me when we were back near the cool spaceship back
The
in
silo.
The silo
Yeah.
back in Kansas, and it's weird because this is actually like a full robotic mage hand that's super skinny and it looks super frail, but it's just like comes out of my pocket and just like hovering in front of me. What is it? Sorry, let me look at the range of the spell because I'm gonna stand at max range.
Oren is 2.
I think it's isn't it
can't
like
remember.
30 feet, 30 to 60 feet.
Pick a temporary.
Oh yeah, it's 30 feet. So maybe we should all step back a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And what chest do you want me to open?
The one I'm in front of.
Are you going
Right
to stand right there or are you going to back up?
I'm back up
You
30
get-
feet.
Back up,
With-
Ash? Okay.
I'm guessing that we should probably back up.
Yeah,
Judging
yeah,
by
we
the
we
way
should.
Oren just backed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is your mage hand out yet?
Yeah, it's like hovering in front of me.
You motherfucker, Alphonse.
What?
That was you that was flipping me off out there at the garage?
You make fun of me a lot. Call me bald?
Look, okay, first of all, I get it. But second of all, I thought that was Mr. O, and we had to go back in there and get him.
No.
Yeah, we did. That was the thing. We had to do that. That was you the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fucked up, man. I mean, it's cool. I'm glad you can do that. But it's fucked up that you didn't tell me that was you.
Hey,
Yep.
Norris. It's called
Yeah.
tough love.
I'm getting a lot of that.
D
So-
loves giving it to you.
So
I
you-
want to poke the
these-
chest.
You reach out your mage hand. This like little robotic hand comes out, and you take the tips of the fingers and you slide it under the lid, and you kind of pause for a second. Whether it's for dramatic tension or just out of a little bit of fear. And you slowly open it, and nothing happens.
One down, 2 more to go.
So I walk over to the chest and look inside of it.
You walk over to the chest, you look inside. Looks empty.
Can I like reach in and like see if
Yeah, you reach in and you touch the sides. Seems empty.
well, this is a bust?
Norris would walk up behind Ash and be like, "We were scared of an empty box."
Apparently.
That's lame.
Looking at it, where the bottom is and where the base is there a discrepancy that I can see?
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation 14.
14? Seems like the proportions are all right.
Okay.
You know, you kind of like dip your arm in there and use it as a measuring tape and then put it on the outside. Everything seems to be on the up and up.
Worth a shot.
Should we try the next one?
Absolutely.
So we go over to number 4 in the corner.
Do you use the mage hand again?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you all stand back about 30 feet, and this time you're like, the last one was fucking nothing. So you reach out your mage hand and flip it open. Nothing happens.
Perfect.
I walk over and investigate this one.
Yeah, you look inside, and it's same as the last one. Just looks like a empty chest.
Well, this one's a bust too.
I'd like to do the same check if I could.
Go for it.
Never mind. That's a 3. Just kind of jabs a finger. God damn.
Do you guys go to the third one?
Yeah.
Now, the third one is in this back room behind the dealy bot. What do they call the
Altar.
the altar? Thank you. You can tell I haven't been to church in a long fucking time.
Heathen.
And so it's pretty tight back there. It's almost like a storage room. So really only Alphonse would be able to like line up with it, because you have to be able to see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And you flip it open.
Great.
Nothing happens.
With the hand flipping it open, how much does this chest weigh, would you anticipate?
It's fairly heavy, but your mage hand can only lift 5 pounds. So 5 pounds of pressure is enough to open it. But that's about all you could do, you think, with the mage hand?
10 pounds, yeah. Cool, I'm gonna go over and kick this chest.
Okay. You give it a kick, and the lid closes.
Oh, that didn't happen on the last one.
Nope, we should probably leave this one alone.
Yeah.
What
Well,
if we put,
you get the feeling that the shock from kicking it, because the lid just opens like 90 degrees, and then you think when you kicked it, it just toppled over.
I am going to grab it then and set it on the altar.
So you go to pick this thing up, set it on the altar. It doesn't give you any trouble. Anything else you guys
I'm
want
gonna
to do
regret
with this
this,
chest?
but I'm gonna try to open it just by myself.
Roll me a d20.
Wow.
Escalated quickly.
9.
9. Okay. So you guys see, this time when he opens it, you see a flash of light, and you feel real lethargic. Just like everything around you is moving at high speed, and you're just but the rest of you are watching him, and he's, guys, I don't see what the problem is. And you can tell that he is moving at half speed.
Ash, you okay, buddy?
Think so.
And 6 seconds later, he's back to normal.
Wow, you guys were moving really fast.
I didn't move.
What?
I'm literally standing in the same spot, bud.
What part of it did you touch? Just the very top? How did you...
I flipped it open just like a normal chest.
You might want to try and use that for our advantage.
Oh?
What if we hid in it?
What happens if we throw it at something?
I mean, we've got 3 chests. We can throw it at something, find out what happens.
Might slow it for a second for us. That, or we already know what it does.
That's true.
If we need to keep something secure, them running away is a lot harder.
Can I make a perception check to see how the mist is coming outside, or like look outside?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
19.
So at this point, the mist is building. Like now it's getting to where visibility is pretty low. Like you peek out the cracks between the boards, and you can see 30 feet, something like that. You have 60 feet of dark vision, but your vision is totally obfuscated at 30 feet. So it's definitely getting thick, and Fallen would take a peek outside as well and be able to tell you that they're getting close.
How much time we got, Fallen, you think?
Good question. Not
All right.
sure. Depends on if they hear us. If they scuttle our way, we might scuttle a different way.
Norse would like to try and find a rat that is running around. Not an undead one, but a live one that's running around.
Okay. First, give me a. We'll go perception for you. I won't make you roll investigation.
Question on these rats: are they like normal rats or
They're like New York rats.
City?
Oh,
Okay.
they're big rats.
Yeah, they're
21.
21?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a few of them scurrying around. It's they move pretty quick, so it's hard to tell which ones are live rats and which ones are undead rats.
Perfect.
But while you're like chasing them around, and give me an athletics check. We'll see how long it takes you to catch one. You'll eventually
19.
Okay. Within a couple of minutes, you've caught a rat. While this is going on,
Oren's like walking around the chest that you brought out. And I wonder.
and he closes it, and he opens it, and you guys, none of you guys are paying attention to Oren. Oren has a tendency to just kind of disappear into the background. But you
don't
see
say.
you see this flash of white again. I rolled the same thing. I rolled a 9, and he goes super slow.
Guys, this is wild.
Orin, are you trying to be punny? Is this wild magic?
I was just trying to give it a shot. I wanted to see if that was all it did. I guess so.
One thing, did we determine, is there like a basement or upstairs to this
Yeah, there's like a bell tower.
bell tower? Okay.
Yeah. Outside of that, there's no other upstairs.
Okay.
With it being a bell tower, my character is going to go up there quietly. Well,
Okay.
as quietly as you can in armor.
Yeah.
But clank up there and see what he can see for, like, is there a horde coming? Like, how much monster presence there is, as much
Okay.
as he can see.
Give me a perception check.
About that. That is a 14.
14. So you can't you know that you can't see through the mist. Like by the time the undead are there, the mist is just like a thick wall almost. So you don't see anything, but you do see that the mist is thick enough that you probably have less than a half an hour before they arrive.
Okay.
And it looks, from what you can see, it looks like you are almost like smack dab in the middle of it. It doesn't seem to be the biggest horde you've witnessed, but it's a decent sized one.
Okay. He's going to come back down, and then he's going to maybe 30 minutes, plus or minus. If there's anything you need to prepare, this is the time you should do it. Anything that you need to cast, and get ready.
So if you guys are wanting to barricade everything, I'll ask. So there's three decent sized windows on each side. So I'll ask two of you, give me just straight strength checks.
That's a nat 20.
Excellent. Who else? Who else thinks they could either strength, or if anybody's proficient with carpentry tools, like then you'll really be set.
Mending work?
No, because you're not trying to mend it; you're trying to cover it. Okay. So you guys go through and you spend the next 15, 20 minutes boarding things up. And right around that time, you start hearing. And just like the zombie movies from when you were all growing up, you can start hearing the dragging of limbs and the moaning of the undead. And as you all start getting real hushed and trying to keep quiet, I need a stealth check from everybody.
Damn it. Okay, that's not that bad.
25 for Norris.
10.
Yeah. 24.
15.
15. Okay. So you guys are all kind of, you got the windows boarded up. You're kind of just hunkering down, hoping that this thing just goes past you. And just as you guys are all settling in, you hear Fallen coming down from the bell tower, and he kind of stumbles on one of the lower steps, and you hear clang, clang, bang.
Are you in plate?
And a few moments later, you start seeing fingers reaching between the boards in the windows.
Scale mail.
And the mist starts coming in through the cracks. And we'll pick it up there next week.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening to this wonderful episode of Dubstep and Dragons. I hope to check you next week. Make sure to drop us a like, follow, and subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform. Also, don't forget to drop us a comment to let us know what your thoughts are on the episode. And we'll see what happens to the crew as they encounter the Horde. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Toodles.
Bye.
Have a good one.